I feel a band like that, because is this like a... Okay, answer me this question. Is this like an older or a newer band?
This is a newer band. I believe their first music was released in 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because they definitely have, and I do not mean this at all by an insult. This, I'm vibing with it hard. The first visceral thought I remember having was, wow, I've probably done monitors for this band before. I can recognize the sound. It has a very, early, what would be classified as dad rock nowadays, with the vocal harmonies, the guitar harmonies, the way the structure of the song, the way just the sonic atmosphere that this band is creating is very, very retro, and I am all for it.
It's very, I love it. In my opinion, and it kind of reigns true with their bio on their website and stuff like that. People have started calling them desert rock, which is the same sort of category as Queens of the Stone Age and stuff like that. And I totally get that sort of vibe where it sounds like you're in some sort of classic muscle car, just driving through the Nevada desert or something like that.
Hell yeah. So for me, it's, working in the garage with my dad trying to hold a flashlight while he's screaming at me Dad Rock 105.7, whatever it is. I love it. I love that stuff. I know a lot of people don't. I feel like I'm definitely a minority in that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm all for it. I'm gonna add that one to the list too.
What you grew up with. I'm the exact same way, because it's something that it just sounds like, the summer hanging out with your dad, going fishing, or doing whatever. Yeah. And this is their second most recent single. Okay. So I believe they it's on their newest album, which is Spider God 6. And they, I guess, are actually a quote-unquote super group of artists from Norway. I've never heard of any of them personally, but I'm also not from that part of the world, so I wouldn't expect to. One of the things that I don't know if you noticed, but there is actually some saxophone that's hidden in that song. They have a full-time saxophone player that is on, I think, all of their tunes, and it's killer. It sounds really cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I remember listening to it going, man, that's either a different distortion, some sort of guitar that's kind of in the back, or that's just a full-time saxophone. You always grew up with rock songs that have a little solo or some little little licks and stuff in between, but to actually have playing full-time, I'm all for that. That's
just
awesome.
Just playing riffs and stuff instead of being a solo instrument. Yeah, right. It's a different use for it than what you usually hear, and I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, put a microphone in front of it, run it through a Marshall stack. It'll be great. Put a tube screamer in there somewhere. I don't know. Hell yeah. Oh, well, alrighty then. What are we coming up with next? Okay, here we go. This one comes with the story.
Okay.
So this past summer, it was really awesome. I'm trying to remember if I was still with FedEx at the time or if I was at Lighthouse. But this past summer, I got the opportunity to go up to Houghton and visit some friends twice, which is not something I usually get the time to do. But one of the times I went up there, both my girlfriend and I both went up there, and we were there for our friend who was graduating and moving on to get her master's. I forget which Minnesota school it was. But anyways, so my good buddy Mark, and his brother and their little crew have a little 4-piece band called Lupin. They opened for Tuck at our first show at backstage at the Meyer, and I got to hear them first play a little outdoor backyard show off their porch. It was punk as fuck. It was awesome. They sound great. And this was one of the songs they played. They just played a little 5 or 6 song set. But they were so tight. I wanted to hear more. It wasn't like that, college band, like, okay, it's just kind of good to have on in the background. I'm gonna sit here and sip my PBR and talk about the Edmund Fitzgerald or whatever people up in the UP talk about.
Actually, that Houghton actually has, or at least when we were there, actually had quite a few really solid local
They
bands.
did.
It was crazy.
Yeah, like I would try. The one I missed the most, I'll put it out there. The one I missed the most was Highlight Reel. Those were still some of my favorite concerts I ever went to in my shows I've ever been to in my life. Just like in some dude's living room, like they were up on this makeshift stage that was maybe a grand total of 9 square feet. But somehow they still got up there, and it was everybody's covered in hams, and it was a great time. So they had that energy, but obviously like a little bit tighter because it was Mark's on bass, his brother Carl's on drums, their buddy, I think his name's John, on guitar, and then Mark's girlfriend on vocals. She blew it out of the water. She was amazing. I had before going to that show, I had maybe heard like a grand total of like 10 words out of her mouth before. She seems super shy. She's a sweetheart. But she sang this one, and then she sang "What's Up" by the Four Non-Blondes, and I was blown away by her vocals, and this was the one that really showcased it. It's by the Screaming Females. This one's called Agnes Martin.